As Kevin Kyles took his place among the history of those brothers that would come through an institution that some would love and some would despise, recognized at the campus of Michigan State University, he stood. And as he stood with those that would one day be called his sands, recognizing even in that moment of becoming a man of Kappa would be a challenge. I know a lot of brothers across this great fraternity. I'm grateful to see the faces of all those who are in this room, the family of Brother Cal Jackson. So grateful. But this is one of those brothers that, for me, has definitely made an indelible impression upon my Kappa life. I recall going to province councils with Kevin, at least watching him from afar. But he's one of those brothers that would help me to understand what it would be, or what it would take to be a man of Kappa Alpha Psi. From the time that I met Kevin up until this very moment, he's always been financial within the fraternity. He served at every notable position, not only within his chapter, but within the province, and now he has ascended to the level of our Grand Keeper of Records, one of the first to serve in that capacity within the history of Kappa Alpha Psi. A father, a good brother, a husband, an entrepreneur, one who was always taking his call to be a Kappa man, taking it to heart. I've often given him a tough time when we would have those privileges of driving out of town to take care of Kappa business. And I once said to Kevin, he needed to be a kinder and a gentler Kevin Kyles. Those of you who know Kevin, those of you who are being introduced to him for the first time, it is my privilege and my honor to bring forward none other than Brother Kevin Kyles, the Grand Keeper of Records for Kappa Alpha Psi. Please stand.
He had a way with words, but he was always cognizant to be brotherly amongst the masses and save his criticism for private conversations. Cal was one of my closest confidants, and as I held various offices within the fraternity, he was always there with me. And his death really kind of hit me when I realized he wasn't going to be there when I was on my campaign for Grand Keeper of Records. Cal would always have a way of letting me know, hey, we got this, Romy, and those words would always give me the boost that I needed. But although Cal wasn't with me on this last campaign, I was blessed to have someone who was the closest that I could get to him, and that was his son, Brother Jared Jackson. And Jared did an awesome job serving in his own way with his unique skills. But every time I heard Jared talk, man, I would hear your old man. God, dog, I would close my eyes, and when he would talk, you could hear Cal coming out.
Because you used to get that personal before you started. And that personal would make sure you made it across to the other side.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Whatever we do, we need a personal. I don't care if you're in not in an organization. You need a personal, a mentor, a leader. And that's who Cal was to me, man. I love you. I miss you. And they're going to forever be in my heart. And when I see you again, brother, I'm going to let you talk and tell me the same stories about the Peppermint Pimp, life at Saginaw Valley State University, Ada Road, and what's this fugazi stuff?
Can we just take a moment to acknowledge how blessed we are to have come into contact with Brother Cal Jackson. Amen. Cal embodied everything you hope a brother of Kappa Alpha Psi to be. He was diligent, consistent, knowledgeable, a leader, and whether leading from the front or behind the scenes, Cal was also a guiding light. Cal could spot a joker from a mile away, had no problem telling you what others were in the vicinity. Cal was not only instrumental to Alpha Beta, to his home chapter of Ada Road, but to the MP and fraternity as a whole. What a blessing to be able to honor his memory. Yo.
Great job, brothers. I'm impressed. And you know I don't impress easily.
My name is Willie Newell. I'm the Sands of Calvin Jackson, along with my other two Sands that are here, Anthony Henley and Garner Siebert. And our dean, Alan Sneed. I just wanted to share a quick story about Calvin and what he meant to me. Even though we crossed together and he was instrumental in that crossing. Once I made it, I would have issues sometimes and I would just call Calvin because, I was always away. And one time I was watching a Hall of Fame presentation and Eric Kramer was getting in, and at the end of his Hall of Fame speech, he recited Invictus. And I called Cal. I was like, hey Cal, and this is the text. Jerry Kramer just recited Invictus at the Hall of Fame. Cal said, yeah, that's because Willie Davis, and then quotation, Gamma Psi, kicked his blank in practice every day. And I said, I knew you would have inside info. That was Cal, and that's what he meant to me. And to me, he was a Kappa's Kappa. Because again, when I needed answers, I could go to him. So it is with a great honor to be able to even speak on behalf of my Sands and what he meant to me. And we made a donation to this scholarship, and we'll be presenting it to you guys. And again, thank you for taking him in and making Detroit really his home, which it was. And I appreciate it. Go Noobs.